Una de las personas que más me inspira en lo personal es Adam Savage. Lo conocí primero en Cazadores de Mitos, luego siguiendo su carrera topé muchas de sus conferencias que da en universidades, en escuelas, en convenciones de cómics. Vi todo lo que le encanta a él fabricar cosas sobre las películas que le gustan, cómics que lee. En general sobre la cultura pop, a él le encanta homenajearlo construyendo disfraces, props, réplicas. Es todo un ejemplo en cuanto a construir cosas se refiere. Y hoy viendo una de sus conferencias vi cómo termina con estos 10 puntos o 10 reglas para el éxito. Creo que es algo muy valioso para esta generación. De hecho, él concibió estas reglas para decírselas a sus hijos y luego las empezó a exponer. Y como no había ninguna versión en español, me di yo solo el permiso de traducirlo, subtitularlo. Aquí está, espero les guste, les sirva y vamos para allá.
These are things that I actually regularly tell my kids, and things that I would say are fantastic ground rules for any young maker wanting to proceed in the world, wanting to talk to their culture through their hands, through their work, through their creativity. Number one, get good at something. Get really good. Get good at as many things as you can. Being good at one thing makes you better at getting good at other things. It is a absolutely exponential process. Two, getting good at stuff takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. In my case, practice equals projects. I think of things that I want. I think of a skill that I want to learn. I join those two things together, and now I have a vested reason to learn that new skill. Get obsessed. Everybody at the top of their field is obsessed with what they're doing. This is something that a girlfriend told me when I was making sculpture. I was 22 years old, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, and I said, she worked in a big gallery in New York, and I said, what can you tell me about working with artists who actually make their living at art? I knew this was a vanishingly small population. And she said that every one of them is totally different, but if there's one thing that unifies all of them, it is that they are all completely obsessed with what's going on. They pay attention to whatever is going around, they know what everybody else is doing, and they really, really examine their own work with a finely critical eye. 4, doing something well and thoroughly is totally its own reward. Anybody who's ever spent time making something, even if it took 5 times as long as it should, that the finished product was glorious, it doesn't matter if anyone is standing around to see it. The reward you get from that, the reward that I get from that practice is deeply meditative. 5, show and tell. If you do something well and you're happy with it, for Flying Spaghetti Monster's sake, tell everybody. Tell everybody. If you're at work, if you're at a job as a young maker and you do something that you like or you're happy with, go tell somebody. I often, as an employer, as a boss, I need to know what people are doing that they're happy with. Because if I see that they're doing it well, I'm going to want them to do more of it. And as a corollary, if you want something, ask for it. If something piques your interest, tell somebody. If you want to learn something, ask somebody like your boss. As an employer, when people who work for me want to learn new things, I notice that. That's a good skill to have, and I want to keep those people employed. 7, goals. Make up goals, set goals, regularly assess where you... Oh, look, I misspelled it. Oh, so I typed this on the plane on the way here. Assess where you are and where you want to be in terms of them. This is a kind of prayer, actually. And by prayer, I mean just a regular daily focus. Allow for the fact that things will never go how you plan, that you might end up miles from where you started, but knowing what you want and being able to know that you're comparing what you're doing to move towards it. 8, be nice to everyone. Life is way too freaking short to be an asshole. If you're an asshole, please apologize. I say this fully realizing that I have been an asshole in my life, and I try to apologize every time that it happens. 9, fail. You will fail. It is one of your jobs in life. You will keep failing, and when you fail, admit it. When you don't get cocky because you're just about to fail again. 10, work your ass off. This is the thing. This is a thing that my kids need to hear. It is more important to be a hard worker than it is to be smart. The world is full of geniuses who didn't do anything, who didn't achieve anything with their work. The world is packed with idiots who have millions of dollars in the bank because they work really hard. Work your ass off, work like your life depends on it, because it does. Thank you.